What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So one of the questions I've been getting a lot over the past few weeks is on additional stimulus. Now, you probably noticed if you watch many of my videos that I've been talking a lot about more daily updates, financial news, stuff like that, not just stimulus. So in today's video, I specifically want to talk about stimulus, additional relief, talk about guaranteed income programs, universal basic income, and things like that, all right? Because I know a lot of people are still wondering, are we going to see additional funding? Well, the truth is that there's still a lot out there, okay? There's still a lot of different programs that are providing additional relief. Now, what I can tell you, and I've done extensive research to try to figure out, who's providing additional assistance, how much is coming, who's it going to, and what could potentially be coming in the future. Well, let's get into that, okay? If you have questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. I will try to get to your questions. If I don't, chances are I'm going to answer your question in one of the next videos, all right? Just keep that in mind. So, the first question is, will there be new stimulus programs? The answer is yes. In just a second, I'm going to provide you with a list of some of the states, some of the cities that are providing additional relief. But will there be additional stimulus? And the answer is yes. Because what we know is that through the American Rescue Plan, states have until December 31st, 2024 to take all of their funding and give it back to their residents and spend it, right? If they don't, any leftover funding as of January 1st, 2025 goes right back to the federal government. So the states are going to spend this money in one way or another. Now, the big holdup, though, has been Senator Joe Manchin. And many people have asked me, is Senator Joe Manchin actually against stimulus? And the answer is no. He's not against stimulus. What he is against, what he's opposing, is pushing more upward pressure on inflation. He doesn't like that. He also wants to see, and one of his one of his demands has been that if we pass a bill, then any new revenue, we're going to take 50% of that money and we're just going to take it away, and it's going to go to deficit reduction. Now, that makes it very difficult because if you look at let's say a $2,000 stimulus check, that would cost almost $500 billion for the federal government to send out a $2,000 stimulus check. Now, in order to make up for that, we would have to go and collect about $1 trillion in order to pay a $2,000 stimulus check. That's the issue. Okay? It's not that Senator Joe Manchin doesn't want to see additional stimulus or see more relief to the American people. It's, can we afford it based off of his demands? And the answer is no. Okay? So, what additional stimulus do we have here in the United States? Well, here's what I can tell you. And there's a bunch of different things. Now, California, they are expected to have a very big surplus of cash. So chances are they're going to provide either another stimulus check. And this is weird, but they could potentially have a gas rebate. Okay, right now they've discussed about $400 per car up to 2 vehicles. That's still up for discussions. They haven't ruled that out. But at the same time, in California, as of I believe July 1st, 2022, they're going to be raising their gas tax. They're going to raise it from 51 cents per gallon to 53.4 cents, I believe. So it does go up. Okay, so just understand, they're going to raise their gas tax, but at the same time, they might give out a stimulus check. It's odd, and they might give out a gas rebate. It's odd, but that's something that they're considering. In Georgia, what we do know is you would get a tax rebate. Now, you would have to have filed your taxes in 2020 and 2021 to be eligible, but single filers, you get $250, head of household, $375, and married couples filing jointly, you'd get $500. Now, as far as Hawaii is concerned, okay, this is still up for debate. We don't know if this is going to happen yet, but this would be a tax rebate. It would be for every Hawaiian taxpayer. So if you made under $100,000, okay, then you would, so if you made under $100,000 as an individual, you'd qualify. I believe if you make under $200,000 as a couple, you would qualify as well. But again, it's still up for debate. We don't know all the terms. We don't know all the details yet. That's still being discussed. Something else that has been signed by the governor is actually in Idaho. Now, you would get this stimulus. It would be more of a tax rebate, and it would come through you through either direct deposit or a paper check. You'd have to be a full-time resident of Idaho, but you'd get either $75 or 12% of your 2020 Idaho state tax, whichever is actually more. Okay, whichever is more. So the minimum you're going to get is $75. Okay, or you get 12% of your 2020 Idaho state taxes. So that's good there. In Indiana, it's so actually a one-time refund, tax refund. It's $125. This has been signed, okay? And so this is going to go off your 2021 tax returns, but it's $125. Kansas is still looking at doing additional relief, but the expectation, it's not going to be a stimulus check. It's going to be an elimination or reduction of the state's grocery tax. We don't know exactly what they're planning on doing there, but it's still up for discussion. Another thing that's up for discussion is actually in Kentucky. They're thinking about doing a stimulus check. It would be a one-time payment, but they're considering up to $500 per eligible resident or $1,000 per household. That's what they're discussing. Again, it's still up for debate. We do not know when they're going to pass it or if they will even pass it. One thing has been passed, though, is out of Maine. Maine is actually going to do $850 for an individual or $1,700 for a couple filing jointly. These will be direct stimulus payments. Out of New Jersey, they're actually looking at a property tax rebate. It could potentially be about $700. If you're a homeowner or renters, it could be up to $250. So it's still up for debate, but that is something that they're looking into. New Mexico, they're going to give residents who make less than $75,000 or couples who make less than $150,000 if filing jointly, you'd get $250 for an individual or $500 for a couple. This is a one-time rebate. Okay. Also, you get a refundable child tax credit up to $175 per child. This begins on January 1st, 2023. In New York, they're still looking into many things. There's a lot of different plans that New York is throwing out there, but one thing that has been approved or signed by the governor is homeowners will be getting a rebate. The average is going to be about $425 for New York City, and if you're outside of New York City, you're going to probably get about $970 if you're outside the city. In Pennsylvania, they're looking at decreasing the state gas tax. Okay. There's also the discussions of a $2,000 stimulus check by the governor, but that's still something that's, again, it's up for debate. It is seriously up for debate, but that's something that is being discussed. There's still the reduction or elimination of the state's grocery tax in Virginia. That could potentially be fairly big. And also the suspension of the state's gas tax. And gasoline tax in Virginia is 26.2 cents per gallon. And they're considering suspending that for 1 full year. So those are just some of the things that are currently happening now, or currently going through. One of the other ones is for Chicago. Now, here's what you need to understand. Within the first 24 hours, and again, this was just this past week, within the first 24 hours of Chicago opening up their guaranteed basic income programs, okay, the UBI, 90,000 people out of Chicago applied. 90,000. What you need to keep in mind is that there's only $31.5 million in this funding for this program. And the program is going to go $500 per month. Okay, it's going to go for 1 full year to 5,000 people. And again, it's going to be interesting. Okay, but what I can tell you is that this $500 per month for 5,000 people in the city of Chicago, this is going to go a long way. This is really going to help out the community. This is going to help out many lower income households. This is going to be big, okay? But just understand, if 90,000 people applied within the first 24 hours, it's going to be very difficult to get this. But if you do get it, it's going to be hugely beneficial, okay? That's just in Chicago. Now, there's been a lot more talks of more and more cities planning some form of guaranteed income or universal basic income programs. Now, what I can tell you though is not every city is successfully able to pass these and get the funding that is necessary to run this. And that's creating a big issue. One of those cities is actually Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They actually just scrapped their plans to provide guaranteed basic income. Now, they were actually planning for $500 monthly payments. This was going to go to 200 low-income residents. But as of right now, and this was going to go for 2 years, but as of right now, they decided to scrap that idea. Okay, so again, there's still discussions on it, but again, it doesn't mean it's always going to happen. Okay, we do know right now there's many cities across the United States that are testing these guaranteed income pilot programs. Stockton, California is one. They're providing, I believe it was $500 in was it Jackson? I think it's Jackson, Mississippi. There's $1,000 per month going to I believe single mothers, African American single mothers, I believe. Again, they're trying to find specific groups that need additional assistance and additional help, and this is one way they're doing it. Just providing cash payments to that subset of people to see if, okay, after a year, are they better off or not? If they're not better off, they're going to cancel these programs. But if they are, reasonably better off, then chances are they're going to continue with these programs, change that subset to a new group of people, and see how we can really provide for our community. So that's kind of what's happening at this time. But as always, as I know about more of these guaranteed income pilot programs or stimulus payments that are going out, I promise I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.